Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to another episode of Chinet. We're at our 73rd episode today, and honestly, it's been a fun journey talking to a lot of wonderful founders, a lot of people who've been in the tech, built things, um, been coming from a business background, but today's guest, I would say, is not a typical founder whom we've had before. She did not come from business, neither did she come from tech. She actually came from a therapy room where 32 years she sat across from children who could not do things that every other child and every other parent took for granted. At some point, she stopped recommending solutions and started building one. Dr. Kanan Doshi is the co-founder of the Able Company. It's an IIT Madras incubated startup that makes hands-on a patented adaptive hand device for people with physical limitations. It does not need a battery, it does not need an app, it does not need any training or knowledge curve. Just a simple device with 7 attachments that let someone feed themselves, write, comb their hair, and brush their teeth. So let's welcome Dr. Kanan to the stream. Hello, Dr. Kanan. A very warm welcome to China.
Hello, Rachit. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast.
It
73 episodes. That's a long journey.
it has been. It has been. It's been a very fun journey, and I never thought I'll reach here. I always thought that it'll be like 2 3 episodes, and I'll get bored and we'll stop doing this. But thankfully we've been lucky, and we've had very interesting guests. Like yourself, to keep me going and to keep me motivated.
I'm glad I'm part of it.
Yes. So, Dr. Kanan, if we could start a bit with your introduction, your background, and then go into details.
So, I'm an occupational therapist, and I've been practicing with kids for last 32 years. It's amazing journey. I mean, the day I started working with kids. So when I passed out and I was looking for job, I got a job in Wadia Children's Hospital, and that's once I started working there. I had decided I'm going to work with only kids, and so yes, that and after so many years. About 5 years back, the Able company, not 5 years back, the Able company is just 2 years, 1.5 years old. But Meera, my co-founder, came into my life like 10 years back because of her daughter. And it is her daughter that made us to enter into this zone of assistive technology. So yeah, that's how we are into this.
Wow. Yeah, that's really amazing. So, you're you're specifically a pediatric occupational therapist,
Occupational
right?
therapy.
What 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 do they do? Like, what is your job when you're not being a founder?
So being pediatric occupational therapist, so basically when we talk about occupational therapy, the main job of occupational therapist is to make a person independent despite of his disability. So even with your disability, how can you be independent in your daily living activities of daily living or your livelihoods in all aspects of your life? So that gets translated into children to make them independent despite of the disability that is present, maybe at the time of birth, or they have acquired it post birth. But they have been, so when it comes to adults, we call it rehabilitation. But when we work with children, it is more of a habilitation. We teach them to be independent. So that's the main job of occupational therapist in
Right.
pediatric field.
And
And
especially, I can't imagine how hard it would be for parents, to see their child's condition like that.
like,
Um, And when there's a parent whose child is suffering from this, and then they come to you, what are some things which which they usually get wrong uh, before they see an occupational therapist?
See, as soon as you come to know your child is having a problem and that is
Right.
going to be part of his life, the first thing that parents goes into is shock. I
Of
mean,
course.
how can my child have this problem? Then you go into negativity, then you go into depression. So most of the time when then you start following doctor's advice and you start doing things and then they are referred for therapy, because initially after whatever medical issues settles down, what they need is therapist. So once they
Correct.
start, then they start coming for therapy, because after some point, therapy is the only option that
Right.
can help the child to be independent. So they come to therapist. So most of the time when they come to therapist, they are like on in a mode of depression on a lower side.
Right.
The acceptance has not yet come. You
Hmm.
know, the phase of acceptance is the most important thing. That
Right.
has still not come. That is where we enter. We help them see positivity in whatever they are having in their child
Right.
and take them forward. So then the acceptance comes. So once the acceptance comes, then the life becomes easy for both of them, the parent and the child,
Hmm.
because then they are looking at problems. Okay, there is some solution. Okay, this can be done. Okay, my child can do so much. You know, that vision
Correct.
changes, and that's where it helps. So, as a therapist, we not only work with children, but we also work with parents to give better life to the child.
Hmm.
That
Yes.
is the most important thing. The parents have to
Right.
be strong.
Absolutely, 100%. And kudos to these parents who've been strong. And I know parents in my family, who've had whose children have had not occupational hazards, but but other issues, and the strength it takes is unimaginable. I think,
Yes, yes.
uh,
I mean,
like
it
if you've
heads off to parents. I always respect
right,
that in parents. Mm, doing therapy years and years on,
it's hard.
consistently making child do things. uh,
Correct.
you need lots of willpower, lots of positivity and strength to get there, and then
Absolutely.
the child will 100% do very well in his life.
Absolutely. And I saw the device. It's when you look at it, you like, if you know someone who's gone through that, you're like, yeah, of course, this is something which we needed.
Yeah.
Was there a time in your more than 30 years of experience where you could not actually help a child because such a device either was very expensive and could only be imported, or did not simply exist?
So, yes, there have been a lot of times where, like, I would think that, oh, if I had something, or when I
Hmm.
look, see, because of this device, I have entered a world of assistive technology where a lot of work
Right.
has been done now, which was
Correct.
not done, say, 15 years back, I would say, because not a lot of stuff was available in India, or it was made in India. Whatever
Right.
something was made in India, which was more like a DIY. You just do it like, something like, as a notice, we do that. We adapt a spoon, or, something, adapt some
Right.
buttons for buttoning and all, but nothing extensive.
Right.
Most of the time, it was like, the child is dependent completely on parent or caregiver for their day to day work, like eating or combing hair or getting ready or
Right.
things like that. So there was nothing available then.
Hmm.
Now, when I see some of the products, I feel I wish it would have been there for this particular child. It would have helped that child so much That
Right.
child could have done so much better now if
Uh,
certain things were available then, now would have been there.
right.
So yeah, I do feel that a lot many times
Correct.
for a lot of kids.
Absolutely. And this device which you've launched hands on, can you explain a bit like how what is it? How does it work?
So it's a multitasking and adaptive device.
Uh-huh.
So like you said, a story, like Meera, my co-founder,
Right.
his daughter, she has a rare congenital issue disorder
Uh-huh.
called arthrogryposis, in which mainly your joints gets affected and they don't move efficiently. They
Uh-huh.
can't, you can't move joints beyond certain degrees.
Uh-huh.
So as she was growing up, so I have been seeing her from the time she was 19 days old, and as she was growing up, uh, we started looking for things because she was dependent for eating to her, on her mom, for
Right.
dressing on her mom. Now, for a girl not to be able to comb her hair, even if she's 5 year old,
Uh,
she's a girl. Okay.
uh,
So we started looking for things. And Meera, being Meera, um, went all over everywhere, wherever she had relatives. Anyway, I mean, she's a parent, being a mother. You
of
will do
course.
that for
You
your for child.
yes.
Everywhere. And we couldn't find that was good enough for her child. And this, she's also an architect and a product designer. So then
Uh,
she started set on the sketching board and made some rough designs, and then she keeps see, Kanan, when I've done this, what do you think, can we make something like this? And that's when I started giving my inputs. Being a
right.
therapist, how thing works with kids or with person with disability, how you want to work with,
Right.
and slowly hands-on shaped up. And we started because what we got in the market was only one. Either you get a spoon, or you get a
Uh,
phone, or you get comb, but
right.
nothing that was comprehensive. Like, you needed 10 tools for 10 different activities.
Uh,
And
right.
that's when we said, no, that's too complicated for anybody. So,
Uh,
and the design turned up, and that's when we said, okay, so we can make things where only one handle, but you add as many accessories as possible, so that you are independent in whatever you need to
mm,
do.
right.
That's how it shaped up. So it's a multitasking hand adaptive device,
Uh,
which has, can I show?
yes, please, please. That would be lovely.
So it's a simple handle.
Uh,
This is a handle. You
right.
just wear it in your hand
Uh,
like that.
okay.
Now your hand is supported.
Uh,
And then to that, you simply attach one attachment. You
okay.
can you remove
Mm,
this, you attach another attachment.
got it.
And you so this. So now to this I can attach as many attachments as possible. And there is
Uh,
one more attachment which is here.
uh,
So you can write, or you work paint, or you work stylus and work on a computer or a tab.
right.
So yeah. So this is what hands-on is.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, and I saw that there's that longer stick as well,
Uh-huh.
which can
And there is something
right.
called as
This I
extension cord.
saw. Yeah, the extension
Yeah.
cord. Right,
You attach it, and to this
right,
you attach this attachment.
correct.
So if your hand is not bending enough,
Hmm.
you can still use it.
Use it. Right, right.
So
Amazing.
that's
Wow.
a flexi cord.
Wow.
I mean,
Thank you for getting it and showing it to the viewers. I think this is amazing. And so it's a simple device, but like the impact it can cause is
yes.
huge, right? And um, so like it's been 1.5 years since you've started.
Yes.
And I agree. Your co-founder, of course, had a product design experience. Um, but what did it take from those sketchy drafts to actually getting a product out? Like, how did you guys go into manufacturing and getting like
So
I can't imagine how how would you end up doing that, right?
for me, it was first experience. I mean,
Hmm.
I had no experience about all these things, but
I'm sure.
Meera is into architecture. So, of course,
Right.
she has that experience of getting things in 3D to from sketches, from 2D
Right.
to 3D.
Hmm.
But so in 2021, that was May
Right.
2021, we got our first prototype in our hand. And that was amazing. For me, it was
Wow.
amazing.
Right.
And we did try on some of the patients. And when we saw it was working, that gave us confidence that yes,
Hmm.
now we can, of course, it was not a complete solution. It was not what we are seeing today.
Right.
But even then, it made that difference in
Hmm.
Meera's daughter's life and some of
Right.
my patients. And that's when we decided, okay, now this is what we want.
Hmm.
This is working. Thanks to all modern technology, you get this prototype. You don't have to, think a lot about
Correct.
rest of the things.
Right.
So yes, so that was in 21. Today's
21. And what
26.
did it look like? Like, what did the first version look like?
Uh, I would say the handle was similar
Hmm.
here. This handle was similar, but a lot was different here.
Okay. Hmm.
It didn't have this magnetic attachments. It had
Okay.
no
Like a
screwing attachment.
screw in sort of a thing. Hmm.
But as we work with, like I said, we practice, used it on some patients, we realize it's
Right.
difficult for. See, even if my hand, I wear it and I'm independent, but if somebody has to join it for me, I'm
Correct.
still dependent
You're
on
still
that.
right.
and
Right. Right.
and that's where we started changing our designs here.
Hmm.
We changed our strap, we changed our
Right.
this loops, because even these loops are in such a way that even if you can't hold it, just a
Hmm.
mild grip also will help you to
Will help.
wear it.
Right.
So a
Right.
lot
Right.
of things changed. The straps
Hmm.
changed, the way it
Right.
looked changed, the
Hmm.
way this attachments changed. Then flexi got
Right.
added. We had to do a lot
Hmm.
of R&D to get this particular thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it took
I'm sure.
another 2.5 years to get this final thing in our
Final
hands.
thing in your hand, right? Wow.
Yeah.
So 2.5 year journey to, to actually get the product out from idea to product, right?
Yes. Yes.
That's that's a long time. And in the tech space, people say that build for a month and now just get it out. But you can't, of
No,
course, do that
you
in
can't do
in,
that.
in the health
No,
space. Yes,
took actually a
absolutely.
total of 4 years, I think, we spent when we got a one final product in our
Hmm.
hand,
Right.
which we thought, yeah, this is working very well. After
Hmm.
that, we went into production in terms of making molds and all. Till then, it was the
Right.
only prototypes. We made around 20 prototypes or something.
Oh wow. Wow. And you're incubated by IIT Madras.
Yeah.
So how did that happen? What's the story behind that?
So maybe I would say it's your luck. We first went to one hand conference of occupational therapy where
Okay.
we presented our prototypes. And then somebody there told us that IIT Madras has something called as Empower, where they
Okay.
work only in assistive tech. So we did a bit of research and we said, okay, let's go there. And we put up our
Hmm.
stall there. And the head of the research part, Dr. Ashok Junjunwala,
Mm-hmm.
was there, and he passed by our stall, and we just called. I mean, we just said, "So, can you please have a look at what the kind of device we have?"
Right.
And he looked at it, and then he said, "This is amazing, and we would like to incubate you."
Wow.
And
Right.
That's how we entered into IIT Madras.
Amazing. So you did not like apply for it and do all of that. It was just you guys
No,
were there
it was.
and yeah.
I said it was. We were lucky kids.
Hmm. A lot of the times, you do a lot and then like yeah, it's like you were lucky, but at the end, yeah, you did build a product. You did go to the conference. You did invest in that stall. So of course, it
Yeah,
goes a
there
lot,
was a
but
lot of hard work, but
of
still to
course,
enter into IIT Madras. See,
correct,
IIT. I mean, I had never imagined I will ever get to enter into IIT, but yeah.
right. Amazing. And you know, your product itself is it's superb, right? It's definitely, I think, for anyone who's going through this, they need this kind of a device. But sales is another thing, right? You need to reach customers, you need to reach people, and most of the times, I don't think people know that such a thing exists, right?
Yes.
Especially parents would, they might still search online and all, but that's then there's SEO and there's ads and there's all of that. Um, for you, what is the hardest thing been about selling it and reaching to the people?
So, hardest thing I would say is still creating awareness that something
Hmm.
like this is present.
Right.
When you go out and you show that this is there, you can use it. You
Hmm.
know, when you have some kind of disability or one of your loved ones have some kind of disability over the period of time, you are still reluctant to accept something new that has entered
Right.
the market. You're still hesitant to whether it will help you, it will not help you. Should I? You have already spent so much money on a lot of things,
Right.
including medical treatment and then some therapy, and then you know, then you're looking for something that will, or you have a caregiver,
Correct.
full-time caregiver, or somebody's there with you who's sitting with you all the time at home. So you are still reluctant. I think that is the most important hurdle that we are still crossing.
Hmm.
Creating awareness and then getting that thought in your mind that yes, this will help.
Correct. Correct.
We are still
That is
working
true.
there, but
Hmm.
yes, it is helping. It is causing now I can say it is causing a bit the path has become little smoother in terms of when we say this is helping,
Right.
we see that faith coming in.
Correct. 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 And do you think, uh, like, if you think of channels, right? Like, there's of course you have your own D2C brand. You would like you have your own website and all of that. And then there are government hospitals, NGOs, private clinics, like all over. As a founder, which channel has actually been the best for you guys?
So, what for us, like I said, you need to create faith. Now, there
Right.
are lot of foundations and NGOs that work with people with disability. So,
Right.
what we have found is working with those NGOs or foundations is easier than going individually.
Hmm.
Because, see, when I go into a foundation and show them the product, and when the people in that foundation will tell the person with disability that, no, I think this product will help you.
Right.
Or a doctor or physiotherapist or occupational therapist will suggest that this is a device that will help you. It has a better results. Like I said, that small factor of faith that comes from this private clinics or NGOs,
Right. Correct.
that pushes you to think that, okay, this can help.
This might help.
Yeah.
Hmm. Right.
So, yeah, that's the channel that's working better
Hmm.
more than going B2C, you know.
Right. 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 of course, because if you see something of this sort online, you will not trust it that it will
Yeah.
actually help me or help my child or not, right?
True.
And if I'm not wrong, does this also help Parkinson's patients?
It does. If we are looking at very severe Parkinson's, I
Hmm.
would have my own limitations, but
Right.
the moderate, mild to moderate Parkinson's, it does help.
Correct.
You need a bit of training for Parkinson's, but it does help.
It does. Okay, very interesting. Because there's no battery involved. It's a fully mechanical device, right?
Yes.
Has that been like a deliberate idea that okay, we'll make it like a non-electronic device, like a fully mechanical thing, or
Yeah, to an extent, yes. Because both of us wanted to reach to the grassroots level.
yeah,
Even rural areas,
right?
interiors of India, where if it is with battery or with some tech into it, it
Hmm.
becomes little difficult to reach there.
Right.
This being a completely mechanical device, no batteries, nothing, anybody can use, it can go to that grassroots level. So basically, we want to
Hmm.
enter, uh, actually cater as many as possible, not just urban area or not
Hmm.
just, but rural areas where device like this will be more useful, not just for their independence, but also in terms of as a home rehab
Hmm.
device. So,
Right.
like, you can use this device to do some kind of exercises, as in
Hmm.
terms of, like, I need to use my hand more often, even
Correct.
if I have better this hand. But if I don't use this hand will be useless over the period
Hmm.
of time. So,
Right.
device like this which is very cheap, can be worn and used, every day,
Hmm.
just for 15 minutes for one activity, maybe some eating or maybe just combing your hair, will help the hand to get exercise.
Correct.
So it is not just an adaptive device. Yes, it is an adaptive device for to make you independent, but in rural areas where actual therapy is not available, can be used as a home rehab tool. So that was
Right.
another aspect that we, over the period of time, realized that yes, this can be done. And that's why we didn't want to go more on a high tech. We kept it very
Hmm.
simple and very mechanical.
Right. 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 No, that's a very interesting thought, and that's I think for Bharat, what we call, I think
Yes.
you need simple devices that just work. Right.
Yes.
You don't need app connected devices, which takes like 1 hour of training to actually start. But super. So, doctor, you've been tr- treating patients, telling them what to use, how to use, uh, such similar or different devices. Um, and now you're also wearing a founder hat where you're selling one of these devices. How different does that feel, and how do you like put one hat off and the other on?
I think I've merged those hat.
Right.
Just one hat, both the things are there. Um, yes, as a therapist, um, I just love my work. I mean,
Hmm.
it's been part of my life. But as
Right.
a founder, when I get out of four walls of my clinic
Hmm.
and see people around, and then I feel, yes, we are making little bit of difference in so many lives. It really helps.
Right.
So now my role as a therapist is not confined it to my clinic, but it has
Hmm.
gone wider, I would say.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
it does feel very good. And like I said, I've probably have merged both the hats.
Right. And what do you feel is a risk to a company like yours? Like what do you think is the biggest risk in the next few years to come? Which you might see that okay, this is something which we need to crack, and if we do that, then we move to the next level.
So just now we are working on tracking. What you are saying is
Mm-hmm.
is creating a lot more awareness. We
Hmm.
want to reach a level where, you know, uh, if somebody meets with an accident and they know that probably now they will not be able to walk, the wheelchair
Hmm.
is like
Right.
they immediately think of no wheelchair.
Correct. Correct.
So we want to reach like, yeah, somebody is met with the accident and he's going to be dependent on somebody because the hands are not working. They have something called as hands
Hmm.
on with them.
Right. Hmm.
So that's where we want to reach. And we are still at the lower level, first step of creating awareness into that field.
Hmm.
So the risk is awareness.
Hmm. Right. Wonderful, wonderful. So, Doctor, there are now some short questions with short answers, which you can say in one word or a few words. Um, so we'll call this the rapid fire round. Trying to, we're
Yeah, yeah, Karan Johar has to be there.
yeah, yeah. So we will add some of that. So, so let's start. So, do you think of yourself as a therapist or a founder?
A therapist who's a founder.
Nice. And the word disability, um, do you, if you would had to change that, what word would that be?
No, I wouldn't change the word disability.
Hmm.
It's okay to be disabled.
Hmm. Nice.
My personal opinion is all of us have some kind of disability. Some is
Hmm.
visible, some is not visible. So it's
Right.
okay to be disabled.
Fair. Very fair. One thing every parent of a child with a disability needs to hear.
It's possible.
Hmm. If you were building this 20 years back, what would be different?
Probably my vision. I'm more mature with experience,
Hmm.
and that's why I could create much better solution.
Right. Right. What is the most overrated thing in India's disability sector?
Talking,
Right. Give me one sentence that you live by.
everything is possible.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, that's it. Those are the questions. Amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. Kanan. I have one last question for you for today's session. When a child who uses hands-on grows up and tells someone the story of how they learned to be independent, what do you want that story to say about you?
I think um, he should be able to tell the other person that not just me, but the able company gave him the faith to be independent, which gave him confidence to be what he is today.
Hmm. Wow,
Yes.
that's a solid vision. Yeah, that's I think, and that's exactly what I think you're trying to do with your devices, with your device right now. Thank you for your time. I think this has been very emotional and very interesting session for me to to see what you're doing, how you're trying to build that. And a lot of people look at a broken system and then they feel that okay, there's no device for that, and they just say that okay, this is it. But I'm happy that you and your co-founder looked at it, and then you did not wait. You guys decide that okay, let's build it if it's not there in India at a very reasonable rate, which is exactly what we're going for as a community, right? For all our viewers, you can see the Able Company at theablecompany.co. And that is Dr. Kanan Doshi, the co-founder. If you know a child, a parent, or a therapist who needs this, please send them there. I think this is a solid device. Um, and yeah, if this episode stayed with you, please share it with one person. This was China, and I was your host, Rachit Magan. Thank you, Dr. Kanan, for your time today.
Thank you, Rachit, for giving us this opportunity. Uh,
It is my
So kind
pleasure.
of you
Yes.
to recognize us, see the potential in our device, and helping us moving forward. Thank you.
It's what I stand for. So so thank you for your time.
Yeah.